All right, let's talk about stopping bad attitudes quickly. Here's the deal with bad attitudes. Man, it spreads and it's hard to cure, isn't it? Horrible, horrible. And the thing about a bad attitude, it's not like tangible, like number of days that they missed. So you got to be careful when you're dealing with bad attitude problems because, you know, if they miss 10 days of work, you know, you count them. There's a tangible thing. With an attitude, it's a little more elusive. So you have to really cover your butt when you're dealing with attitude. But here is the best way I've found to confront bad attitudes employees. Okay? I hit them straight on, man. I mean, I hit them hard. Somebody has a bad attitude, I bring them in, I say, hey, I have a process, but I'll cut to the bottom line. I say, you know, your attitude isn't where we need it to be. When we hired you, the first policy that we went over with you was your attitude is the most important thing you can bring to the workplace. And anytime your attitude isn't where it needs to be, or you don't have a good attitude, we ask you to leave, or it'll lead to immediate job termination. So if they're nice to me and I'm sorry, no big deal. But if they start with, I don't know what you mean, man. I ain't got no attitude, man. You got the attitude. If they start with that stuff, I'm telling you, they're going to feel what I call my iron wall. They're going to know that they cannot move past that anymore. So I'll say something like this to them. I'll say, listen, you've got a bad attitude. And it's going to be fixed right now or you're out the door. Period. Anything there you don't understand. Because I will not put up with a bad attitude. And then here's what can happen. A lot of times, they won't even show up the next day. You know, you just get rid of them that way. I had one employee, though, the opposite can be true. I had an employee one time, she was an office staff, and usually I don't have any issues with my office staff, but she had this bad attitude. And I said, hey, you got a bad attitude that needs to end today, or I'm going to get rid of you. What, do you want me to quit? I said, no. I said, you got a bad attitude and I want it fixed today. What do you want me to quit? He starts crying all this stuff, you know. I said, no, you got a bad attitude and I need you to fix it. She turned her attitude around, never had a problem with her in 5 years. Did phenomenal. But what I have found is this. It's kind of like there's, you know, they say when you turn on the lights, the cockroaches run. Well, when you hit employees that have bad attitudes, usually they'll just go because they know the spotlight's on them now. And the last thing I'll say about bad attitudes is this. Sometimes you'll confront an employee and they're good for a little while. So sometimes they require a little bit of maintenance. You got to keep picking them, you know what I mean? Not literally, but you got to keep them a reality check. But just let me give you guys a reality check. Don't put up with bad attitude employees. Don't. Biggest mistake you can make. Well, not the biggest, but it's a big one.